Morning! Good morning, good morning. Right, I'm just going to keep whittering on until I press this beautiful button on my Facebook page. Remember, Kwak Talk, the Facebook page, so then I can send it to everyone far and wide, because that's what we like to do first thing in the morning. Oh, bear with me. I'm not doing a fast enough job of this, am I? Jesus Christ. Bear with me, bear with me. More options. Share to a group. There we go. This morning with Mr. Ernie Boxall. There, sorry, it gives everyone a chance to come on and say good morning to me. Done it. There we go. That's what we like to see. And then on that one, fantastic. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're drinking. Tell me where you are. So I might have just said that one. It's me, Callum K from Kwak Talks, and this morning on Why Watch Crap TV, where you can watch Kwak TV. We've got a wonderful guest lined up, Mr. Ernie Boxall. But before then, we have got our daily news. So the date of the year today is Date Nut Bread Day, which is bread made out of dates and nuts, like walnuts. And nobody seems to know why this bread has a day of the year, apparently. But this bread has a day of the year. Your trending Google Trends this morning, the non-doom and gloom ones, is Mission Impossible, the film, because it's coming out soon. And it's had quite a lot of press recently as well. This morning, your Tuesday hashtags are Tuesday Vibe, Tuesday Motivation, Tuesday Feeling, and Tuesday Thoughts. And I was looking for some really nice news for this morning. Fun, wacky, whatever news. And what I discovered was something that I already noticed. Has anyone seen the Primark shopping bags as you're walking around the city centre? They're really cool. Because obviously Primark bags are brown anyway. But what they've done is they put kind of like red stripes in the middle and then put above it, please cut out the centre and use this as wrapping paper. Top marketing. Really liked it. And I spotted it a couple of weeks ago now when the shops reopened. Absolutely loved it. And now it's got in the news about it because people have actually been using the paper to use for wrapping paper. How cool is that? Basically, they took the massive Primark branding out the middle of the bag so you can use it as wrapping paper. That, people, is eco-friendly, cracking marketing, quacking, I will get there one day, quacking marketing and everything else. And I love it. So, I've got someone watching. Say hello, say good morning, bonjour, guten tag, all that in between. Tell me. So I'm going to try something new this morning. I thought I might Google, good old Google, our trusted friend, weather around the country this morning. I just found exactly what I was looking for. And down the south of England, it's looking very, very cloudy. But then into Lincolnshire, the Midlands, and bottom of Yorkshire, East Yorkshire, it is looking sunny with a chance of clouds. Oh, honestly, it makes me sound like I actually know that I'm a weatherman in the morning, doesn't it? Anyway, so this morning we have got an awesome guest who is a good friend of mine, Mr. Ernie Boxall, who I'll bring on in a moment from Ernie S.A.I.D. And he helps people tell their story and do public speaking with no fear. And he is awesome. He hasn't got a camera because technical difficulties, but we can still hear him. So we're going to crack on with him not having a camera, and I'll be posting a picture everywhere for you all to see this man's beautiful face. Oh, close that window. Can hear the traffic going by. So, first of all, good morning, Mr. Ernie.
Good morning, Callum. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
One thing to to knock you back with, Callum.
Yeah.
It's Boxall. There's no H in.
Oh, Christ! Yeah. There's always one, isn't there? There's always. Tell you what. Do you know what, Ernie? Since you've said that, I'm gonna edit that right now. Bear with me.
There we go, Ernie Boxall.
Right, bear with me, and I need to also correct this one. Bear with me. Right, we'll get there. It's early, man. Give me a break. Yeah. Right, bear with me. Right, so we'll try that one.
There we go.
And then we've got this new banner on the bottom where I've corrected it as well. That's what we like in the morning. So how are you, Ernie, today? How are you?
I'm well, and a story for you, Callum. in your, which might have trended,
Yeah.
and it's a very ancient story.
Oh, go on.
You do realise that I think this morning Venus and Jupiter
Oh,
are the closest they've been together for 800 years.
oh wow.
And there's a picture of the stars over Italy, and they call it the Bible star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Christmas. They're saying it's the same star that the Magi followed to
Oh,
Bethlehem.
that's really interesting. Why was that not trending this morning? I've just Googled it. It's in the news, but it's not trending on Google this morning, which is very, very strange. I'm going to
just a story.
Yeah. No, Google Trends every morning show you this kind of stuff. Let's just double check. No, it's definitely not on that. Well, I take it that trend will pick up during the day. But for anyone that is wondering that is really, really cool for social media. That apparently the original Christmas star is back for the first time in 800 years. How cool is that? Oh, so Ernie, for people that don't know, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah. Ernie Boxall, and I help business owners, coaches, consultants to shine instead of shiver when they face a live audience.
Yep.
Or over the last 9-10 months, when they look into that little blue dot at the top of their computer, when they talk into a camera. And you know, Callum, people have told me, even people that get a bit nervous facing a live audience, hate facing the camera even more.
Well,
how's that?
For me, facing the camera is a lot different because, for example, you know, as you know, I'm a public speaker, but for me, I play off the audience, and it's a lot harder playing off an audience that is not actually there. You know, for example, I like people interrupting me when I speak, etc., because I always say, depending on the talk, it's more, I prefer to see as an open discussion and storytelling where I want people to interject and ask questions.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're saying. People are struggling on Zoom, and I have, because you can't play off the audience. What one tip would you say to people with that?
It's a tip that I was given by my mentor, and that's to talk to one person.
Yep.
And it may not necessarily, it's okay in Zoom where you've got the pictures in the squares.
Yep.
But even then, what I do is I have a little character just pinned just above the computer.
Yep.
Sometimes I talk to the character.
Yep, that's a really good tip.
Makes it sound as, you know, instead of talking to 20, 30 people on Zoom, I'm just talking to this one. But the other thing you have to be aware of is that you do have to make sure you're not staring straight into the lens like that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Good. So, yeah, it's a different technique altogether.
Love it. Love it. By the way, anyone watching, say hello, say good morning, tell me who you are, tell me what you're doing. And also, if you are watching us on replay, remember to put #replay. So, Ernie, I discovered something when I was looking on your website because I'm a bit of a nosy bastard, right? And Ernie S.A.I.D.
Yeah.
Right. What does S.A.I.D. stand for?
Speaking Academy for Inspired Dialogue.
Love it. I did not know that, in all honesty, until I checked your website. I went, oh, I'm going to question him on that.
There you go.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Ernie S.A.I.D., and that's what it stands for, people. So, Ernie, we have met through, you know, where a lot of people in my private Facebook group, the Duck Pond on here, by the way, anyone watching, if you're not in it, join it.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the Duck Pond, we mainly met through networking through 4N.
Yes.
However, there is some people in there that obviously that are part of 4N or anything like this. It's also on my Facebook page. But we met during 4N. We instantly clicked, didn't we? We just automatically got on. What I think attracted me to you was your energy. You're very, very likable. You know, I'm trying to describe you because you obviously people, if they don't know what you look like, you know, it's got lovely gold flowing hair and a very no, he hasn't. No, lovely man, and you're very, very clued up. And what shines about you for me is that all you want to do is help people with their confidence to an extent.
Definitely.
You just want to help people. What got you into it?
I always say when I do a workshop, Callum,
Yep.
that when I was growing up, people won't see me. I am actually in my 70th decade now, my 7th decade. When I was growing up, we weren't allowed to talk at the dinner table at all. We ate in silence. I couldn't talk after dinner because my dad had just come home from an 18 or 14-hour shift at work. I couldn't talk at night because I shared the bedroom with a brother 4 years younger.
Yep.
I kept being told to shut up at school, and in the factory nobody could hear me. So I was a writer who nobody knew about, and it wasn't until I was 22 when I was a best man at a hooker's wedding.
Yeah.
A big New Zealand rugby player.
Yeah.
His bride was the chair. Her father was the chairman of the local chamber of trade, and as best man, I had to stand up and deliver the best man speech to 140 people, business owners, in a marquee with silk curtains coming down the side and champagne.
Yeah.
And I did then what I try and talk to people about now. Without knowing it, I used my 4 Ps of perfect presentations. I prepared it.
Yeah.
I started preparing it 3 months before the date. I practiced the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I practiced it till I got it down to bullet points. Because I'd done those 2, I think I was able to stand up with the right posture.
Yeah.
And because I'd done those 3, I performed. And I got a standing ovation for it. And that's when I knew that this was something I could do.
Love it. Absolutely love it. It's really, see, for me, with like you saying, it's I say this a lot when I do my like talk presentation on me.
Yeah.
You know, when I tell my story. And one of the things I was always told in school was mainly at parents' evening, when like my mum and my dad would come around and go, oh yeah, his work's fine, he's really getting on. Oh, but he does talk.
Yeah.
Oh, he does distract others by talking. But
yeah.
He does talk. And my parents always used to go, right, as long don't distract other people, but is his work fine? Yeah. Is he getting the grades that he's meant to be getting? Yeah. Is the other person not getting their grades? No. And you went, but if my son is that because of him, or is that their problem because they're easily distracted?
Right.
And there was like, you're telling my son to not talk, to not have a voice.
Yeah.
And there was that. Obviously, we'll say to him to try and not distract people, but
yes,
don't tell my son to not have a voice. And I think part of that, on a kind of spin-off like side note, was I came out as gay in year 7 when I was 12. You know, I knew very early on.
Yeah.
And I think on maybe aside for my mum, etc., she wanted to make sure that I had a voice and that I was heard, because obviously, even now, a lot of people in the LGBT rest of the letters community, you know, struggle to have a voice. And I think my mum was very set on, no, all my children, because I'm the youngest of 4, all of my children have a voice in our home, and I want all of my children to have a voice in life, which was really, really nice. So it was like, look, don't distract other kids, but at the same time, don't tell my son to not talk.
You see, that plays into what I do, Callum, because would it be okay if I asked you, do you know how your mother and father met?
Yes. So I asked and they told me, and it was a shock. My dad's a massive introvert, actually. Like I get a lot of my confidence from my mum and from my mum's side of the family. And it was my dad that told me. And basically, there was in this bar. My mum was working on the bar. My dad was a customer, and my dad basically saw who he wanted and flirted. Bought a couple of drinks, bought them a drink, took them out. Rest is history.
Yes, yeah. So what I say to people is that you, Callum, you know how your story started.
Yeah.
From before you were born.
Yeah.
And what a place to start a story. Now, if I asked you, have you got a story between 1 and 10 years of age which made a difference to your life?
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
Oh, Okay, so I suppose it reflects on a lot of what I'm like now. At about the age of 5/6 years old, I've always had a bit of a temperament, which we've now discovered is ADHD, etc.
Yeah.
And we discovered very early on that I don't like being told what to do. And that's because when my brother was trying to tell me to do something, bear with me though, people, I tried to stab him with a fork. But what I did is I went like this with a fork, and the fork stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
But I'm only 5 or 6, so the amount of pressure or I must have put everything I had right into this
Yeah.
fork. But obviously, if I'm going to go down with the fork, it's not going to stab him because the spike of it's going up. But the
Right.
point of it, literally like this. I remember the wall was like a really orangey peach as well, right? It was disgusting color paint. No offense, Mum, if you're watching. And it was literally like that, and it's stuck in the wall. And my brother remembers it as well. And for me, that was kind of, I use that a lot of going, I know that moment sticks in my brain because that was kind of the pivotal moment of realizing I don't like being told what to do.
Right. Right. And you see, what you've just done is what I try and get people to do is I think if people say to me, nothing happened to me, I haven't got a story, I take them back to see if they know how their mother and dad met.
Yeah.
And then I ask them if they've got a story between 1 and 10 and a lesson from it.
Yeah.
And then I ask them if they've got a story between 11 and 20. Now, we've all got a story between 11 and 20. And what lesson from that? 21:30, 31:40. And from that, they can build up not just their story, but in the end, they can build up their book.
Exactly.
And what I also tell people to do is what you've done, tell the crap. Because they'll be, your ready audience then is somebody in the audience who's either going through it or has gone through it. And they'll come up to you at the end and say, I loved your story. Can we have a one-to-one?
Yeah.
You will have to chase them. They'll come and chase you.
Yeah. See, I had this when I spoke at a school, actually, with my story. And it's actually the school I'm a governor at. There was like, oh, can you come in and speak to the year 11s? I was like, yeah, of course I can. It was around like Careers Week kind of time. And I remember doing it. And there was this boy that was kind of messing around at the back of the hall. Not massively. He was just sat with his mates, typical like elbowing each other in the ribs kind of stuff. And I did it. And at one point of it, if I say so myself, I do go quite like, you make people kind of react a bit.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, when he came down, because they sit on like raised seating. And when he came down, when it was his time, he went, oh, sir, can I just quickly speak to you? I went, oh, first of all, I'm not Sarah, I'm Callum. He was like, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. How the hell can you speak to a room full of that many people?
Yes.
And I went, well, I said, do you want to know my personal biggest tip? He went, what? I went, I just wing it.
Yeah.
He went, oh, I went, you don't know if I've made a mistake, do you? I was like, it's my story. No one else can tell it. And he just went, oh, right. I went, let me guess, you struggle reading in front of the class or you struggle presenting in front of the class, etc. He went, yeah. I went, don't worry about it. I said, just wing it.
Right.
So pick one person. And like you were saying, actually, I said, pick one person and talk to them.
Yeah. I do. We would disagree a little bit. Now, you've got the ability to wing it.
I have, yeah. I've got that's the difference. I've got the ability to wing it.
When I go to network meetings, I sometimes say to people, when did you turn up?
Yeah.
And they'll look at their watch and they'll say, 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, I've just come in. When did you turn up? And I say 2 days ago when I started to prepare my pitch.
Yep.
The worst thing I think people can do is turn up to a network meeting unprepared.
I'm the exact same with coaching, to be fair. If I get a client that comes into my sessions and say, because I have people that make things, that they actually make products.
Yes.
And if they've had a busy day, especially being around this time of year, they'll come on the call and they're like, oh, right, yeah, sitting down, getting the pad out, getting the pen. I'm like, what are you doing? They go, oh, I've just finished. And I go, right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 5-10 minutes to get a drink, to have a breather, to get everything ready, to get your notes ready, to get everything else, because you are going to be no help to yourself or me right now because you're flustered and you're caught off guard. I was like, I'll be back here in 10 minutes. I'm very good. I don't charge people for that because I'm very understanding.
Right.
And I'm like, sort yourself out, come back in 10 minutes. And they go, right, okay. They don't have a choice because I won't carry on talking until they do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's the same as what you're saying. I'm like, come prepared, but I understand for a bit different speaking and coaching, obviously,
Yeah.
is go back, refresh, get a glass of water, come prepared, which is like what you're saying. You prepare your pitch 2 days before. You know, I know what I'm going to say at that event. That's what you're saying. You're like, I know what I'm going to say. I know what I'm selling. I know what I'm talking about because I prepared it.
That's it.
And you get people that come along, as we know, even on online networking. No offense to anyone that may do it if they suffer with confidence issues. If you do, talk to Ernie. But it's when they go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to say. Well, this is what I sell. This is what I do. And you're like, right, come on. You have no confidence in what you're saying right now, so I have no confidence in your product or service.
No.
Come on.
What I say to them, Callum, is you think if you went along, and it's happened to me, you go along to a network meeting, even online, and they say, unfortunately, the main speaker hasn't turned up. We'll have to dismiss that. But no, put your hand up and say, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I know you could do that.
On my keys, I was seeing if they're in my pocket. I have a memory stick on my keys, right?
Yeah.
And on that is any presentation, if I need one, sometimes, you know, I don't need one now, but if they want one, I've got it. And I'm like, I've got it. I've got any notes if I need any notes, depending on a rough talk, because I can cater it to several different things, etc.
Yeah.
I have paperwork. I have printouts on there. If there's a printer there, I can give handouts. I have everything on this memory stick, right? Just in case someone goes to me, is there any chance you can speak because the speaker isn't able to get here?
What kudos would that give you?
Massive amounts. And do you know what a real good example of this actually was? Sod's Law, it came out of my hands. There's a caveat on it. When we started doing face-to-face meetings again within networking a couple of months ago, went to the Sheffield one, and the foresight, genuinely, they broke down on the way, and there was like, I can't get there. And was like, oh crap. So Caroline Andrew Johnson went, Callum, can you speak? I was like, yep, absolutely fine. I was going to do a different foresight. For anyone that doesn't know, that's what the presentation you do at for networking. I was like, I want to do a different one because everyone there had seen my story. And I was like, I want to do something different, which required a PowerPoint. And I was like, oh, right, we need a projector, I need a screen, I need whatever. Sod's Law, they just didn't have the right connectors that I needed. But I was prepared. I was there. For me, for anything, it was the events establishment that then went, crap, we're not prepared for this certain type of software.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm prepared. I'm here. I'm ready to go. And Caroline was like, well, it looks like I'm going to have to do it then. But then Caroline was prepared to do one. You know, it's exactly what you said. I can do it. Next person. Who's next in line? Who can next speak? So, exactly what you're saying. Put your hand up. Do it. It gives you massive kudos and massive credibility.
That's it. And you've just mentioned there something else that I want to try and get over to people. Caroline Andrews Johnston.
Yeah.
Caroline, we were going to work together in December, and hopefully we'll work together in January.
Yeah.
So we know, like, and trust each other, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
For me to have got to know Caroline and for her to have got to know me post the virus, I would have had to driven to Sheffield 4 times. Yeah. As it was, we met on Zoom. How good is that?
It is. It's cracking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to say quacking. I need to get on the train of saying it.
Yeah.
But no, it is. And I was saying just the other day, you know, I went from Kent to Sussex to Birmingham to Yorkshire to a nationwide online meeting. Yeah. That's a lot of networking in one day, by all means. Right. But it's awesome. And, you know, you are completely right to build the know, like, and trust process with these people. Over Zoom is still actually a lot harder. It does, in my opinion, it can take a lot longer than it would in person.
Yes.
But you can do it.
Yeah. And, you know, it's something you're doing, and what I hope to do is what Nigel talked about yesterday, and that's giving people tools.
Yeah.
To improve whatever it is they're doing now.
Yeah.
And that's hopefully, if people come on, I've got a free webinar.
Yeah.
And it's just the start of a process where I can give them the tools to become more confident facing the live audience or the camera. And you know that when people normally talk about improving people, They talk about going to the top of the mountain, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get to the top of the mountain. We're going to climb the stairs, climb the pyramid. My workshop goes the other way.
Mhm.
I say I'm going to take you on a deep dive
Mhm.
to find the keys to unlock the treasure chest to
Love
your awesomeness. Because what I'm trying to do is to get into the emotions that are stopping people becoming awesome over the camera or to a
Yeah.
live audience. And that's going into their emotions. And we do that by getting into the story.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Right, Ernie, we're getting up to that time, my love. Do you know we've been talking for like 25, 26 minutes?
Incredible.
Don't time fly when you're having fun.
It
So
does.
what I want you to do, Ernie, on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group, the Duck Pond. If you're not in there, people, whoever's watching, make sure you tune in, please. Then also on LinkedIn and on YouTube. I am everywhere, people. You cannot get rid of my face. Ernie, drop all your links and also send me them, and I will put them in all relevant places.
Magic.
Thank you for being on. How have you found it? Have you found it fun?
Of course.
Oh,
I've been quacked.
Oh, love it. You've been quacked. Fantastic. Ernie, have a lovely day. Stick around. Don't go anywhere because I'll have a quick natter at the end, but I'm going to kick you backstage and I'll talk to you in a minute.
Fabulous. Take care, Cal.
Bye. So that was Ernie Boxall with no H from Ernie S.A.I.D. And make sure you check him out everywhere, either in the Duck Pond, where I'm sure he will give anyone any free advice if you ask them, and he will actually give you some tips because he is lovely like that. And if he doesn't, I've just said that he would, so he's got to now. So yes, that has been Ernie Boxall on Kwak TV, because why watch Kwak TV where you can watch Kwak TV? And tomorrow, people, I'm really excited for this guest because not many people in my circle actually know him. Nathan McDonald, cracking entrepreneur. And he is cracking. He's not just quacking. He is absolutely awesome. So I really can't wait for Nathan to be on tomorrow. I'm really bigging him up, and you watch. You'll go, Callum, why the hell have you bigged me up that much? But no, he's a really cool guy. He's set up several businesses, really knows his stuff. And he is also one of the directors, I believe, of Edit Recruitment based in Hull. But he's also ran a web design business. He's done drop shipping. He's done other recruitment, digital recruitment. He's done everything. He's awesome. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 9:30 for me and Nathan McDonald. And then on Thursday, we have got the one, the only Mr. Howard Vale. And also remember, on Friday, Christmas Day at 8 p.m, you can spend the evening with me because no one deserves to spend Christmas by themselves. I'll be posting all relevant links everywhere to the Zoom room where there'll be games, quizzes, music, the whole shebang, and you can come along and spend Christmas Day with me because I don't want anyone to spend it by themselves. So that's been me, Callum K from Kwak Talks on Kwak TV with Mr. Ernie Boxall from Ernie S.A.I.D. Have a quacking day, have a quacking week, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.